Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Cowboys trade could give Dallas two DeMarvion Overshown athletes. To the some in the NFL world, Kenneth Murray Jr. is a cautionary tale, a freak athlete who never found a true position in the league. But to Dallas Cowboys defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus, we think Murray might be something far more dangerous, a risk-free trade ticket to unlocking DeMarvion Overshown caliber impact at the second level. We know that's saying a lot. The rehabbing Overshown is a spectacular performer on the field, dating back to his days at Texas, when he was a rocket ship all over the field at every practice and on Saturdays. But seriously, they're very similar athletes and their relative athletic scores paint a very clear picture. The recent trade for Murray makes plenty of sense in that regard. What new defensive coordinator Eberflus did here, we bet, is help Dallas identify a stopgap linebacker talent who can hold down the fort until Overshown's return, and we shouldn't be surprised to see Murray deployed in a similar manner. Another new linebacker, Eberflus' favorite Jack Sanborn, who comes here from Chicago via free agency, likely assumes the Eric Kendricks green dot role, while Murray gets to be the downhill DeMarvion who purely hunts the football. Murray's career with the Chargers, before his $15 million signing with Tennessee, was defined by scheme misfit and role confusion. He was used as a traditional linebacker, occasionally dropped into coverage, sometimes rushed the passer but never consistently, and never with a clear developmental plan. More of the same happened in Tennessee, but we say that changes now. Eberflus is a known linebacker whisperer. His system thrives on instinctive, sideline-to-sideline athletes who can play fast, downhill, and with freedom. With Micah Parsons commanding front seven double teams, Murray could be deployed as a blitzer, a run-and-chase rover, or even in sub-packages designed specifically to weaponize his athletic traits. Once we accept Dallas spending here, which is supposedly a good thing, right? There's really no downside with Murray's acquisition, which is the best part about it. He comes in with low expectations and high upside. If he fizzles, he's depth. But if Eberflus taps into the same spark he's unlocked in guys like Shaquille Leonard, Jalen Smith and Sean Lee. If you haven't yet read or heard about what Sean Lee had to say about Matt Eberflus, you should. Dallas might have just landed a cheat code. Kenneth Murray Jr. in Dallas isn't really a reclamation project. This is a calculated gamble, the kind that playmaking defenses are built on. NFC East News, update, Giants are signing Russell Wilson. Update, right as this story was going out, the Giants reached a deal with Russell Wilson. The New York Giants reached agreement with Super Bowl winning quarterback Russell Wilson on a one-year deal worth up to $21 million, including $10.5 million guaranteed, sources told ESPN's Adam Schefter on Tuesday. The 10-time Pro Bowl selection had been in discussions with the Giants, Cleveland Browns, and Pittsburgh Steelers, but is opting for New York, where he won Super Bowl 48 in MetLife Stadium as a member of the Seattle Seahawks. Even after signing Jameis Winston, New York is still in the market for a quarterback. Jameis Winston may not be the only free agent quarterback the New York Giants bring in this offseason. On the latest episode of the Scoop City podcast, starts at 8:20 mark, The Athletic's Diana Rossini said the Giants will be poking around the veteran market for another quarterback. Fox Sports' Jordan Schultz reported on Friday that Winston agreed to a 2-year, $8 million deal with New York. The Giants haven't given up on their pursuit of Aaron Rodgers. ESPN's Jordan Raanan reported on Monday they are still waiting for the four-time MVP to make a decision. Rodgers' focus seems to be more on the Pittsburgh Steelers at the moment. He had a meeting with team officials last week, but left their facilities without signing a deal. Sports Illustrated's Albert Breer noted Steelers officials seemed to think Rodgers would also have a similar meeting with the Giants at some point in an effort to get a vibe for their building, and what head coach Brian Daboll and GM Joe Schoen have built. There's no indication at this point that Rodgers is close to making a decision. While the Giants continue to wait for him, they have also been keeping an eye on Russell Wilson and Joe Flacco as potential options. The Giants could in theory come out of free agency and the draft with 3 quarterbacks. Tommy DeVito was the only signal caller on their roster before they agreed to a deal with Winston. DeVito is only set to earn $1 million in 2025, so it wouldn't be difficult to move on if they found better depth. There's also the possibility the Giants try to add Shedeur Sanders with the 3rd pick in the draft, but there's growing buzz he could end up going to the Cleveland Browns at number 2 overall. Whatever the quarterback room looks like in week 1 of the regular season, the Giants had to prioritize the position this offseason. They may not end up with a franchise player at that spot, but it should look better than the group that ended last season with DeVito and Drew Lock starting games after Daniel Jones was released. Cowboys linked to Travis Hunter in shocking draft trade scenario. NFL free agency has passed through its first major wave, meaning the end of the league's first major roster constructing phase of the offseason. The Dallas Cowboys did not operate much outside their existing norms. However, they acted on re-signing Osa Odigizua before a rush to retain some ancillary pieces while filling some minor holes across the roster. Yet, the second phase awaits the Cowboys and 31 other teams in April when the NFL draft kicks off. That period will be dominated by franchises acquiring their next foundational building blocks. For the Cowboys, it will be a crucial time. Following free agency, the Cowboys are still without a solid number 2 wide receiver, have a questionable offensive line and a secondary with its own uncertain outlook. They hold the number 12 pick in the first round and a deep draft will have them positioned to select an immediate contributor early on. But what if the Cowboys expand their process and take a gamble with a trade? Brian Broaddus, a former NFL scout and pundit on the team's flagship station, 105.3 The Fan, suggested a trade for superstar prospect Travis Hunter. Hunter is arguably the most uniquely gifted prospect in years, able to play both wide receiver and cornerback at an elite level. The Heisman Trophy winner took a slide in Pro Football Focus latest mock draft, drifting down to number 5 where they have the Jacksonville Jaguars taking him. Broaddus believes a trade of Dallas pick at number 12 plus their 2nd and 5th round picks this season would launch them into position to take Hunter should he drop to 5. Such a move would undoubtedly steal the spotlight on draft night, so there's a lot to unpack with this proposal. A Hunter trade would only happen on draft night. Hunter has been slotted at the higher ranking of the top 5 in most projections, so one model predicting him at number 5 is certainly no guarantee. Assuming that does happen, there is some rationale from both sides that would make this trade an enticing venture. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones does not shy away from stars, even when his team struggles to extend them in a timely fashion. There are plenty of gripes to be had with this Cowboys roster, but they have the pieces in place to make noise among the contending elite with Hunter on their squad. Those picks in later round likely would not make up for a player of his caliber. Conversely, the Jaguars are not built that way and new head coach Liam Cohen needs picks to facilitate a semi-rebuild in Duval County. Hunter would assuredly be a star for them, but the ability to trade down and add draft capital would be hard to pass on. It is a tempting idea for the Cowboys who are looking for a spark as they reload for the 2025 season. If they want to hop on the fast track to that achievement, Hunter is the exact player they should target. And you fan? What do you think about Travis Hunter's situation? Write to us in the comments.